Lesson 4. Initiative and Leadership. You can do it if you believe you can. Initiative and leadership are associated terms in this lesson for the reason that leadership is essential for the attainment of success, and initiative is the very foundation upon which this necessary quality of leadership is built. Initiative is essential to success as a hub is essential to a wagon wheel. What is initiative? It is the exceedingly rare quality that a person does without being told to do so. The person takes charge in pursuing their thought. It is doing the right things without being told. To which class do you belong? This is something that Elbert Hubbard has asked. Elbert Hubbard is an American writer who was born in 1856 and died on 1915. The author in The Law of Success mentions him and ties his phrase "to which class do you belong" to his 15 lessons of this course. Although we are in lesson 4, Napoleon Hill states that once you take inventory of yourself and determine which of the 15 factors of this course you need most, you will be ready to analyze yourself and ask yourself, to which class do you belong? Remember this question, as at the end you will reflect upon it. Let's talk about leadership and its importance. Leadership is never found in those whom do not take initiative. Leadership is something you must invite yourself into. It won't just come to you. If you were to analyze a few great leaders, they have all taken initiative with a definite purpose in mind. They also possessed self-confidence. A great philosopher once said, "Initiative is the pass key that opens the door to opportunity." Here's the exact procedure you need to become a person of initiative and leadership. First, you must master the habit of procrastination and eliminate from your makeup. This habit of putting it off until tomorrow is the worst. It affects your ability to accomplish tasks on time and causes delays. Copy the following formulas and utilize auto-suggestion. You will want to put this formula where you will see before you retire at night and awake in the morning. Initiative and leadership. Having chosen a definite chief aim as my life work, I now understand it to be my duty to transform this purpose into reality. Therefore, I will form the habit of taking some definite chief aim. I know that procrastination is a deadly enemy of all who will become leaders in any undertaking, and I will eliminate this habit from my makeup by A. Doing some one definite thing each day that ought to be done, without anyone telling me to do it. B. Looking around until I find at least one thing that I can do each day that I have not been in the habit of doing, and that will be of value to others, without expectation of pay. C. Telling at least one other person each day of the value of practicing this habit of doing something that ought to be done without being told to do it. I can see that the muscles of the body become stronger in proportion to the extent to which they are used. Therefore, I understand that the habit of initiative also becomes fixed in proportion to the extent that it is practiced. I realized that the place to begin developing the habit of initiative is in the small, commonplace things connected with my daily work. Therefore, I will go at my work each day as if I were doing it solely for the purpose of developing this necessary habit of initiative. I understand that by practicing this habit of taking the initiative in connection with my daily work, I will not only be developing that habit, but I will also be attracting the attention of those who will place greater value of my service as a result of this practice. Signed, my name. Now and going forward, you will carefully notice that outside the normal practice of which you perform each day, there will be opportunities for you to help others, and your intention won't be to gain money in return. Instead, to just help, knowing that in exchange you are exercising, developing, and making stronger the aggressive spirit of initiative which you must possess before you can ever become an outstanding figure. The author in this lesson talks about a stenographer that he had. He had one day asked her to type, "Remember that your limitation is the one that you set up in your own mind." After she had typed it, She had said to him, "Your model has given me an idea that is going to be of value to both you and me." Since then, she started taking initiative, staying late after work and coming early at will. After the secretary had left, she took the initiative to do the secretary's work before even being promoted. She was finally promoted and paid 4 times of what she initially had started with. For those who just come to work in exchange for money, usually do not progress as quickly as those who find joy in the things that they do, because the clock does not end at 5 and the time does not drag. Do what you love to do and be the best at what you love to do. This brings us to the second part of developing initiative and leadership. Second, you of course understand that the only way to get happiness is by giving it away to others. The same applies to the development of initiative. It is a fact that when you talk about or teach something to others, you then learn it best. When you're excited about something, you share that knowledge with others or try to sell it to them, which leads you to impress others, which impresses you. Give away your happiness to others and watch that happiness come towards you. Try this experiment. There is an experiment that you will practice. Find an acquaintance or a coworker that doesn't take initiative. Talk to that person about initiative and motivate them to take initiative. Sell the idea of initiative and observe how you have impacted that person with challenge of taking initiative, and then observe yourself as you will also observe a change in yourself. Do not fail to try this experiment. Here's the next step that you must follow in developing initiative and leadership. Third, there are 2 brands of leadership, and one of them is a deadly and destructive, as the other is helpful and constructive. The deadly brand, which leads not to success, but to absolute failure, is a brand adopted by pseudo leaders who force their leadership on unwilling followers. The brand of leadership that is recommended through this course of instruction is a brand which leads to self-determination and freedom and self-development and enlightenment and justice. The penalty of leadership. He who is first is always in the white light of publicity. Regardless if it's in art, literature, music, the reward and punishment are the same. The reward is widespread recognition, the punishment, fierce denial and detractions. Going back to the third procedure in developing initiative and leadership, cooperation between individuals is critical. When 2 minds or more are synced in harmony, and through cooperation they multiple the power of achievement. The leader, the team that is synced, you will find them in good prosperity and goodwill on both sides. Cooperation is so important that it keeps relationships between husband and wife in sync. Cooperation is critical to success and building harmony against others. It is recommended to read the book The Science of Power by Benjamin Kidd. In this book, it will stimulate thought. In order to lead, be the example and have others reach out to you to seek answers. No matter what field you are in, you shall be the master and they shall seek answers from you. Be an example to your people, your team. Military leadership has possessed the skills to be strong and to move forward with a definite purpose. The type of leader you want to become truly depends on your self-confidence. A leader can be a power for good or a power for evil. Love the kind of life you would have them lead, and you will be surprised to see the number that will imitate you. Your company will be the reflection of yourself. If you have a rotting company, it will be because you are a rotting captain. Self-sacrifice is essential to leadership. You must take care of your team, care for them, and sympathize to their problems. Ignoring their problems is the same as knocking a stone off your foundation. Your people are your foundation. You must listen to their issues, understand their health, comfort. You must conserve their strength by not demanding needless exertion or useless labor. How will you move forward, and how will others view you? Making decisions is what sets you apart and into a great leader. Not being able to reach a decision or to be confused consistently affects you to move forward accurately. Accurate thinking is critical to making decisions, But your choice of words or showing hesitation is someone else's motivation to take your opportunity away from you. It is a power of decision which is so essential to leadership. This lesson will wrap up with intolerance. Men want to compete with one another that they will build bigger buildings, bigger fences, bigger houses, and even acquire more cars. We like to possess if we have the capability of doing so. The difference between a few is that they rather shake one's hands and cooperate with the other party versus lock horns and compete. Being tolerant is not your duty, but your privilege.